Hey guys, it's Bina, and tomorrow is the launch of Dwarven Realms Season 2, and I'm gonna go straight into it. Let's watch the trailer together.
Zul, the Forger of Worlds, defeated at last. We thought his fall would bring peace. We were wrong. This was only the beginning. We unearthed a path. A dark, forsaken path. It descended deep. Far deeper than we could have imagined. There, we found unimaginable treasures, but in the depths, we also found death.
Alright, so Season 2 for Dwarven Realm, what does this mean? It's a complete meta shift. The entirety of Chaos Week, which is basically a PTR, we've been testing things. I have been spreadsheeting things, testing skills, looking at the new content. I still have not fought the new boss, which is going to be in the Underrealm, which you can find here, right next to the training dummies in town. You go into this door here, and you have Enter the Underrealm. This is kind of like Delve in Path of Exile. So you go deeper and deeper and deeper. Although this one is not infinite, you should have quite a bit of content to do in here up until Rupture level 300, which I don't think people are going to get to this patch with all the changes that they have done. But we never know. So Delve is one of the big mechanics of the league. There is also the Hellforge, which is going to be found in the Catacombs. So in the Ancient Catacombs, you will be able to find a forge, which enables you to essentially, it's kind of like the legendary potential from last epoch, if you're familiar with this one. But you will be able to put stats from a yellow or brown item onto a purple, right? And it's going to destroy the brown item, and it's going to pick one stat at random on it and infuse it into the purple item. So you'll be able to have like omega insane weapons or omega insane armor with just tons of lines of stats on it, and that's going to be infinitely scaling. So if you know Dwarven Realm a little bit, this game is all about infinite scaling, and so that mechanic is not any different. And there's also going to be another forge, which is going to enable you to add crafting specs to certain items as well. So you'll be able to have like extremely good purples and also extremely good just regular items. So that is going to be found in the Ancient Catacombs. The crafting materials that are going to be needed for this are going to be found at Zol. So Zol previously was a 170 Rupture boss. It's now going to be down to, I believe, 150 or 155. And so once you go and kill him, he will drop a certain amount of these crafting materials that you will be able to use in the Ancient Catacombs to be able to craft these things. So that is the main thing about the patch. Other things to note is that there's a big rebalance of all the offense. So the offense have had their cooldown reduced for stacking one or two of the offense. So early on in the game, you will be less punished for mix and matching certain offense. For example, certain ones have big buffs. Static Charge comes to mind with 100% lightning damage bonus on it, which is just a buff that your character gets, and you can use this buff to buff other skills. There's been a big number crunch as well. So pretty much everything in the passive tree, if you've been here before, all of the 3% health nodes are now down to 1%. All of the 3% elemental nodes are now down to 1%. The 2% damage nodes are down to 1%. The 3% boss nodes down to 1%. There's been a major shift as well in the bigger nodes as well. Notably, Tolerance does not give 10% health regen anymore, only gives 2%. So yeah, so overall, big number crunch, rebalance of the game entirely, many new monograms, The monograms are the special powers that certain items can get, like these. Damage bonus for each extra inventory slot. They have introduced some stuff like they buffed like bloodlust, for example, which was a mechanic where if you hit or kill certain monsters, you gain stacks of bloodlust, which will give you like damage and movement speed and stuff like this. So overall, mega rebalance of everything, and nobody actually knows what the meta is going to be. I will give my thoughts on what I think I am going to play, but overall, it's anyone's game. All of the offense have received also some extra enchantments that you can put onto them. So for example, Vortex here has one that has a chance to spawn smaller vortexes. So this is a new one. So everything has changed. The stats have also changed. So if you remember from season 1, strength used to give base damage, stamina used to give flat HP, wisdom used to give experience. That is all changed. Basically, forget about everything that you knew about Dwarven Realms in season 1. Season 2 is a fresh start, fresh progression, new meta to solve, and just, you know, some fun to have before we have the launch of PoE 2 on December 6th. So strength is now giving armor and 200 crit damage and two-handed damage. Another big thing to note here is that they have changed the damage formula so that stance damage now applies as a separate multiplier to all of your offense damage. So if, for example, I am now wielding a magery item, so I'm wielding a staff, all of my magery damage will increase the damage of my trinkets, offense, and whatever, my belt. So new separate multiplier. This drastically changes how you can gear. It makes purples way better. For example, you will probably find some purples that have, for example, this one, archery damage, archery crit chance, which is huge, and archery critical damage, as well as the stat corresponding with the archery stat. So certain ones are better than other. I would say for season launch, I expect stamina to be extremely good because like they reduce our numbers drastically, so we have way less health. I actually think that you will have to craft health on your gear to be able to survive the higher ruptures, which is a good thing. So survivability is not free anymore. You have to build into it. So yeah, stamina is probably going to be good. Wisdom is probably going to be good as well, since it has boss damage on it. They've also revamped all of these. I'm kind of like going all over the place here. This video is going to be packed with a lot of information, but I just want to put out like my what I've learned during the Chaos Week, during season 1, and just, you know, give as much information as possible to you guys. So if you have any more questions, feel free to join my Discord. I answer mostly there, but you can also comment on a YouTube video, and I will try my best to answer all the comments on YouTube. But really on Discord is the best place to for me to answer your specific questions, right? Or come to my stream on Twitch. I'll be streaming on Twitch, and I will be happy to answer you guys over there. They've added, for example, these nodes, maximum health. They nerfed our health so much that they had to add more health to the stances. And these nodes, the generic nodes, are generic to you using any weapon. So basically, even if you're a magery build, right, and you use a staff, well, if you level archery up to 420, you'll get the 100 health. If you level one-handed, you'll get 100 health here. Two-handed, same thing, right? So all of these are generic to any stance, so you can make use of them. Same thing goes, they added some nodes that have percentage maximum health bonus and also energy regen bonus. So if you spend the time to level them all up, well, you'll get like, you know, 10, 20, 30, whatever, how many ones that you level up in maximum health bonus and energy regen bonus. So that is one thing to note. They are supposed to be doing some adjustments to some of these nodes, so the percentages might be different from what we have right now as of the day prior to the season 2 patch. So a lot of changes. The meta completely shifts. I do not think that we will be seeing Rupture 300 plus being cleared this patch. What are the offense that I think are going to be the best? Well, I have prepared something for you guys here, which is a small tier list where I have the ones that I think will be the top performers, right? So top tier, are going to be all of these. I have the good ones, which are quite usable, okay or situational, bad, and not tested. So not all of these. I did not test all of these extensively. I tested them in season 1 with the exact numbers, the exact multipliers, and how everything worked. But they changed so many things in such a short amount of time that I wasn't able to test a lot. Although these are my thoughts. Okay, let's go over some of them. Fire orbs. Why do I think this is gonna be good? It's because with each tick for fire orb, the next tick deals 5% multiplicative damage compared to the last tick. So 5% more damage compared to the last tick. And then you just increase the duration to the maximum with this, and you'll be doing a ton of damage. The downside of Fire Orb is that it's very hard to deal its damage consistently, because it has such a high duration, and most of its damage is concentrated at the end of the duration of the Fire Orb. So monsters need to stay in place, and we are not super tanky in this patch. So Fire Orbs, top tier performer in terms of damage, but it might be hard to deal your damage. Kraken Seed, just a very strong skill. You walk over it, it does a ton of damage when you walk over it, and it transforms into the dark tentacles. So for all the hentai lovers, go there. Rain of Flames, just a very strong performer as well. This one is just good mechanically. You can aim it, and it deals great damage. Starblade, currently there seems to be a bug where if you use the enchantment that you get +1 blade. For each blade that you have, it deals, apparently the first deals quadruple damage, and then it just keeps doubling, doubling, and doubling. So Starblades, if it stays like this, might be extremely good. Vortex with the new buffs has been performing very, very well. So I will put Vortex in the top tier as well. Lightning Totem has received a buff. For each other totem on the battlefield that is in its range, it will get a damage bonus. So that, alongside the extra bolts that you can give your totems, will make it a top performer as well in terms of single target. But when you do not have enough damage to kill adds with this does not have very good AoE. So Lightning Totem is very good for single target, but very bad in a jam-packed rupture. So we will see about this. Spark has gotten a buff, so just very strong performer. It was good before, now I think it's top tier. Wolf is now top tier as well. Used to be the golden standard. It was mistakenly taken for a meta skill last patch, where it was really good, but it was really not the most damaging skill at any point. So it just scales very well with how many enchants that you put on it. So it starts off slow, but as you get 4, 5, 6, or even 7 enchants, since the new boss here in the season 2 will be able to drop weapons with triple enchant slots there. So you might be able to get up to 7 wolves. So that's gonna be very good. And then for the rest, you know, like these are just good performers, but like not anything that I think will be outperforming any of these. And then okay or situational. Like, for example, Static Charge like gives you a nice buff. It's very good early game, but it lacks in the end game. It also lacks in terms of pushing in AoE. Carnage of Fire just lacks as well in terms of hitting many monsters for the entire damage, because it's single bolts that just drop on enemy, single droplets, and yeah, it's gonna be a good single target, but kind of like the same thing as Lightning Totem, but Lightning Totem just does way more damage. Fire Beam I put here because it basically, it doesn't aim with your camera, it aims where your character is moving. So if you're strafing left, it's gonna move left. If you're strafing right, it's gonna aim to the right. So very hard to have targeted damage with this. If you could just stand still, it would be really good. But for example, versus bosses like Zul, where he does percentage HP and drops meteor on you, yeah, it's gonna be very hard to deal with him. Electric Dragon, the blades, the Dragon Flame, you know, just they might be okay skills. Like, you can try them out, but like I would put them at okay or situational at best. Bad skills, Toxicity, Blood Dragon. I did not test Toxicity. They gave it a new modifier on it. I still expect this to be very bad. Blood Dragons, they gave it a new modifier as well. Just very hard to scale, and it, you know, the modifier that they gave us is not very good, so it doesn't increase its damage dramatically. Chain Lightning is pretty much one of the worst skill in the game, and as well as Eye of the Storm, so I would stay very, very far away from these. And I have not tested the new Plasma Wings. Yeah, so I don't know about this. Fire Totems, very clunky to play. If you want to try it out. Apparently it can do good damage, and they gave it some new modifiers, but I have not tested this, and Delusion of Zelkor just very hard to test, but last patch it was very, very bad. So I would stay away from these. I would maybe play these, and I would be very, very confident in all of these at the top there. Now, if we go into the passive tree that I think I will be running, this is what I think I'll be running if I go for Lightning and Arcane. A skill I think I'll be probably running is going to be Vortex. Vortex seems pretty good, pretty fun. Something I haven't played last patch, and something that has been buffed quite significantly. So I don't know yet what I'm going to play, but if I play a lightning skill, this is going to be what my passive tree is going to look like. I am going to rush to this place to grab the damage, and then I'm going to grab the energy regen here. Keep in mind, this website here, the planner, is not updated to the new patch, but like pretty much only the numbers have changed a little bit, and you can still follow the path that I put here. So I'm gonna go for the damage, the energy regen, and then I'm gonna go straight for the health and the health regen. After this, I'm not really sure what is gonna be my priority. Will I decide to go for the stamina nodes maybe? Will I decide to go up here for even more energy regen? Grab the flat damage and crit chance. Crit chance here as well, and then here up top you can get some more HP regen. One thing to note is that the HP regen that you get from this is based off of your total health, so it's HP regen of your total health per second. So very, very strong. This is the kind of tree that I will be going for. So that covers a lot of the changes coming up for Dwarven Realms Season 2. I will be blasting. If you have any more questions, come see me on my Twitch. And yeah, I mean, this is not really a build guide video because nobody really knows what is going to be the meta. But I'd say one hint, I'll probably go grab the percentage regen amulet, 25% health regen amulet, if it still exists, and try to stack health on my gear, try to survive as much as I can, and try to build some damage. If you want some more information about the meta, go over to Discord, go on, come to my Twitch page, and I'll be happy to discuss it with you guys. So that's pretty much it for today. Hope you guys have a nice start of Season 2, and I'll see you guys all in Dwarven Realm Season 2 tomorrow. Bye, guys.